unusual for me, being a law-abiding citizen.
More or less.
I'd like to introduce you to Sarah Morris, who is in the Safer Neighbourhoods unit in the local community here. She's going to talk to us about her job. And we'd also like to welcome Rian, who's accompanied her today. Welcome, both of you.
Thank you for that introduction. Just wanted to say thank you for being invited along. Thanks to Ron for inviting us along. Just wanted to talk to you about what we do and ask you if you want to ask us any questions, feel free. But I've been a police officer now for just over 6 years. I did start off at the response team, which covered the whole of Havering, and that was predominantly to answer the calls that came out, the emergency calls that come out, and other calls where people have been burgled, and to make reports. But last year, I requested to come over to Safer Neighbourhoods. I was quite lucky enough to end up in Upminster here, which is a lot different to what I'm used to. I get to meet the public, which is really nice. You get to meet people and see the same faces again, get to know people. And we're in the office in Corbett's Tay Road, just a little office with the blue front near Bell's Corner. And Ryan's there as well, he's a PCSO. We've got another officer there called, one knows him as Taff, but he's away at the moment running with a torch. I don't know if you heard about him, but he's off running around the country at the moment, so he'll be running through when the torch comes through Havering on the 22nd of July. And we deal with, if anyone's got any local issues, they can contact us, come and speak to us about problems they might have. And when people have been burgled or victims of crime, we can visit them afterwards and go through some crime prevention advice. And we've got some things in our office as well, like door wedge alarms and some purse chains and other things like that which help people. The pickpockets, which doesn't happen too much in the Upminster area. I think it's quite lucky in this area, it's quite a nice area to work in. But we've got, you've probably seen a lot of people out and about. You can see Michelle and Wood's out on their bikes. Yeah, it's a lot different to what I'm used to, and I really like it here. But it's really nice to meet you. Has anyone got any questions at all?
Got one?
Yeah.
Some 2 years ago, I think we were involved with your police organisation. Are you familiar with the data leak bottle scheme?
The data leak policy?
Bottle scheme.
Oh, yes.
We just talked about it a little bit.
Yeah.
You are familiar with it? Are you using it?
We're using it.
Yes. We gave you lots of bottles.
The medical bottles, yeah?
The white bottles?
Yes, we do.
Yeah? How do you distribute them?
If we do a follow-up visit to a elderly resident who's been a victim of burglary or crime, we give them a bottle and we explain what it's for.
Okay.
And explain what it's for.
Great, that's exactly what it is all about. But where are you getting your bottles from?
I think we've still got a fair few in our office actually.
You had quite a few in North Street. Now, whether some have come across, I've never actually personally delivered anyway into Corbett's Tay. You had some Linda Eastleigh?
Yes.
In the old police station, you had some there. Is that where they came from, possibly?
I got them from a PCSO on the St Andrews team, Angela Gilliam.
Yeah. Okay, fine. Yes, we've been with her. Okay, that's fine. I just wanted to see if it's still going through. Fine. If you actually need bottles, this is the source of the bottles. Okay, we are the club that actually distributes it, organises it in the area. You've heard we actually dig them out at the hospital. They gave out 150. That was it, a couple of days ago. We are the source, just so that, because the links change. Linda, I haven't heard from for a long time. Haven't heard from your people in Porcher, in North Street. Okay, people change. I just wanted to see if it was still going on.
So when we run out, we contact yourselves?
Sure. Oh, yeah, just come to us. Okay, we have them. I am generally the organiser of it. We have plenty of them available.
Okay, thank you.
Brilliant,
Okay.
thank you.
Okay. Yeah, thanks very much. Just a couple of things. One is an awareness issue. I happen to be on the receiving end through my email situation of the messages that your people, whoever it is, send out And I wondered whether everybody else was aware of the fact that if you give your emails to the local police, you get a lot of feedback all the time. I don't know whether many people here have actually got those. In fact, I find that very useful and interesting as well, so that's something that people may wish to bear in mind. I also have in the back of my car, and so has my wife, a couple of stickers which are available locally, which actually says if anybody is seen under 25 driving this car, or if this car is being seen after midnight somewhere, then clobber them, as it were. Could I ask how, in terms of the police, if you're aware of it, how successful or not that is? Because obviously I carry the stickers in the car, showing at the back of the car, but I don't know whether in fact they have any effect anywhere.
We do watch out for those stickers. I couldn't give you any statistics or figures or anything like that, but it's something all the police are aware of. And if we saw a car travelling late at night with that sticker, we'd definitely be stopping that vehicle. Very handy.
It is actually of practical use, because I get the impression sometimes, you know, I'm carrying stickers that nobody ever notices.
Yeah. No, we do know about those stickers. And
well, I get mine from the local
library.
Police. Yes, sorry?
We do them from the library as well.
You can get them from the library. And they may well be worth having.
Yes, I definitely recommend them, yeah.
Well, nobody's pinched my car since I had one in. They did before I had one in. So they must be doing something. Well, the car's 6 years old, so perhaps it's not worth pinching now.
Ken doesn't go out in the dark anyway, so...
Yes, but I have to be careful, because I may look under 25 anyway.
How easy is it to remove these stickers?
Well, they'd have to get in the car first, wouldn't they?
Well, yeah, well, once they get inside the car, they've got to get in the bloody thing, haven't they?
I think, they'd be able to take them off. But if they're in a rush, they've just taken a car and they might not necessarily pay attention to the stickers or have time to do that, but I think they're still worth it, yeah.
Are you familiar with the activities of the parking enforcement car?
We're not involved with it, but yeah, we were made aware of it before they were happening.
Can
and
you
it's
click
a
it?
separate.
It sits over the road there with its thingy up there. What's it looking at? Because all the cars are stationary. You can't see anything.
Is that the CCTV like?
Yeah.
Mobile camera?
Yeah, it's got a pole that goes up about 10 feet and just sits there. I mean, we're paying that wages to sit there. What are they doing?
Well, I think the council have arranged for these parking spaces to be put up in the road. They've done that. And I'm not sure if it's something that they're going to have the camera, because there's been a lot of traffic wardens around as well since they've done that. So I don't know if they're just starting out initially to keep their eye on it, because it's new for people who might not necessarily pay the parking meter. But I don't know what they're looking at when they're parked up
I
there.
question that myself. A car sitting stationary with someone in it, just pole up, and the camera stationary. Don't know what it's doing.
Wasn't us.
Anybody's birthday? One of them stripograms, is it?
This is the rest of the team. Michelle, who you might have seen about before. And this is Whoops.
Oh yeah, what's the
Quite a lot of the time on their bicycles.
Did you recognise the knock?
It was like forceful, wasn't it?
I was about to dive under the table, but...
We've got a sergeant here. Is there any reason for that? Do we merit something better than normal? You know, a rank up here, isn't it?
Was that me? No, it's not, no.
Oh, okay, that's a pun.
It's just a sort of number.
We've got some more questions. Keith?
Sarah, could you elaborate more on the work you're doing with neighbourhood watch schemes and the work you do in schools in terms of crime awareness and so on, and also the schemes such as marking cycles and that sort of thing? So I'm sure that's of general interest.
Talk to the schools. We do that. I've done one quite recently, St Park, where we talk to the whole year, classrooms at a time. We talk to them about antisocial behaviour and the consequences of getting drunk. Which is quite a useful tool as well. I think that's something that we're going to be doing every year, to have that talk with that year at school. And with the bike marking, that's something Ryan's an expert in, that he gets quite involved in. You want to talk about that?
Yeah, if anyone wants a bike mark, we have to ring up our police number,
and I'll pop round and mark the bikes for them.
You visit the house and do
I visit the house, or if the school can ring me up and ask them to come down, I'll do it.
I mean, beginning of the year we had a few bike marking events in the library.
Yeah,
One in the library,
Essex
one up
Yeoman as well.
one up the
Near the
Essex Yeoman,
Essex
yeah.
Yeoman as well.
Well, that's-
Please call us.
Does that happen in other areas other than Upminster? I mean, are they in Gideon Park? Do they do it in Gideon Park?
Yeah, I think they are doing bike marking. If not, they can get in touch with their local team and they can
Right, okay.
get that arranged through their local team. So
Right,
it can be
that'd be very
done.
useful.
It takes 5 seconds to mark a bike.
Yeah.
Yeah, very useful.
Gentlemen,
Do we have many people with an ASBO order in the area?
Any Rotarians?
Oh, don't.
That's the table
no,
that
we
you...
don't.
No, we don't.
No, we don't. So that's good.
On the whole, this is, I think you said this is a fairly reasonable area, is it?
Yeah,
A
so
quiet
it's a
area?
very nice area. I mean, we've been doing operations recently where we're stopping vehicles. We try and do it once a week
Yes.
to try and crack down on people driving around without any insurance.
Is that effective?
Sorry?
Is that effective?
It is effective, yes, but we have found we've had to move about a bit from ward to ward because in Upminster it's very hard to find someone driving around without any insurance.
Good.
Whereas you go to other places, you get more of a result, so to speak. Yeah, you can have a few vehicles seized because people have been driving around without any insurance, but sort of when you compare the wards, Upminster is a very good ward.
If the vehicle is seized, what does the guy have to do to get it back?
Well, if he's got no insurance, we issue a ticket which puts 3 points on his licence and it's a £200 fine. But also, to pick up the vehicle that's seized, you have to pay for that as well. I think there's an initial 150 and then each day is an extra £20, I think.
Can work out quite a lot.
Is that at Clapton? Do they take
Yeah.
that to Clapton?
They take it to Charlton, the local one for this area, yeah.
Was that for crashing?
Jerry, is it still the case, I think we heard once before, that's a few years ago now, from the local police, about a lot of the crime is people burgling, typically burgling around in the area, then jumping on the train and going into town. Is that still a problem? It's not local criminals, but they're targeting houses here near railway stations. Gideon Park, Upminster.
It's hard to say. I think some of the thefts at the shops have been that way. They've come in on the train. Yeah, the burglary rate is quite low. However, it's hard to say who the suspects are, so we don't know whether they're sort of, some are during the night and some are during the day.
So it's a bit different to determine, how they're getting into Upminster or
When you're on patrol, I assume you're patrolling the area, have you come across any fighting or anything like that? Have you been involved in anything like that?
We've had where a shoplifter's run off, and we've had a bit of a
roll
roll
around.
on the floor, yeah. There's been a domestic out in the street, but nothing really, no big fights in Upminster. And also in the town centre, we've got the town link radios in a lot of the shops as well, where the shops actually rent the radios and pay for it themselves, but it's quite a good tool so they can all talk to each other.
What did you call it, Sarah?
The town link radios.
Town link radio, right.
Yeah.
That one.
We've got one here.
So we can hear what's going on in the shops that have got this radio link. So if they see someone suspicious in the shop or someone that's just left the shop, they put a description out on the radio, we hear it, and of course other shopkeepers hear it as well, so they're aware. And obviously we get to the high street and, we can look at the...
Is this the system that's in operation in Romford?
Yeah, they have
Yeah,
similar
it's
Romford
similar
and
to
I
Romford,
think
yeah.
as well, don't they?
Yeah, and it is really good, really good.
I mean, some days we're not working, it's not our shift, but they're quite a good tool anyway because they have them turned up in their shop and someone will go in there and they can hear the radio as someone else is talking on it, so they know
So
the
it's
shops
like a
have got
deterrent,
radios.
isn't it?
Yeah,
It's like
it's
a
a
bit of a
deterrent,
deterrent, yeah. So,
What happens when the station or the office here closes? What are people expected to do?
We've got the number 101 which is a non-emergency if you want to call the police. And obviously if it is an emergency, just call 999 and they'll get a response unit out to you.
What are the response times there?
Response times, I think the Commission has promised to get, if it's an emergency call, where they're to race to you on their Bs and Twos, it's to get there in 11 minutes.
I got involved in a couple of non-emergency. One was half an hour, one was an hour and a half.
If it's an appointment, it's however it's graded. If it's like an S-graded call, it means it's an appointment that's got to be within 1 hour, you've got to get there.
These were both burglaries, so one was half an hour, one was an hour and a half.
Oh, right, okay.
Yeah.
Is drugs a problem around here?
I think I'm done.
Are drugs a problem around here?
They're not really a problem. We've had some youngsters out smoking cannabis, but it's not too much of a big problem around that Minster.
No, it's not.
What about neighbourhood watch? Question is neighbourhood watch scheme still going on, or is it in abeyance?
I think they've fallen down the wayside a bit, haven't
Yeah,
they?
we have tried to get them up and running again, but without residents participating in it, it's difficult for us to sort of get one established down the road. You know, we have got some in some roads, but you know, obviously we'd like more of them. But it's just getting people to participate in it, you know, and take part, and that's difficult, you know, to get people to do that at the moment.
So if there was some residents that wanted to set one up, are you prepared to go along there?
Yeah,
and
definitely.
help them?
Yeah,
The thing is that you need a certain number. There's a certain
Yeah,
number that you
to
need
get
to have
up
to get
and
the
running.
neighbourhood watch up and running.
But
That's where we're failing to get.
Yeah. I mean, it is such a good thing to have down your road as well, neighbourhood watch, but it's just getting it up and running. You know.
And you have to nominate a coordinator.
Yeah, you have to have a coordinator, and a lot of people say they haven't got the time to do this and do that, so, you know, it's difficult really for us to...
But then once you've got the numbers, we can put you in contact
Yeah,
with
yeah,
someone at the
definitely.
council who can help you set up your neighbourhood
because they are so good to have, you know, we would like more of them in Upminster, definitely.
I don't recall actually receiving any information about Neighbourhood Watch for about 10 or more years. Our Neighbourhood Watch closed down probably about 12 years ago. Heard nothing since then at all from anybody.
What road do you live down? What road do you
It's
live?
Little Gaines Lane.
Little Gaines Lane.
You're talking about Neighbourhood Watch,
Yes,
we are.
we couldn't hear you.
Yeah.
Sorry, Little Gaines Lane, that's where you're a real crime area.
Are there any more questions?
Yeah, sorry, I'm just going to... Are you involved with the Moor Lane, Foreign and Moor Lane clean-up project that's happening?
That's our Cranham ward.
Yes.
You share office with us, yeah. And I think that's Julie and Michael that have been together.
Organising that and getting it.
Dave, do you know anything about it at all? I mean, not being facetious. But is it going to be an annual thing, or is it going to be a one-off, or is it going to be... Because about 12 months ago, a company sent glossy literature that they were going to build a retirement complex down there. And me being a cynic, thought they're getting the police to clean up the site, ready for the people to go in there.
If you want, I could take your email address or your telephone number and ask one of them to
Well, it's just a thought that
find out more information.
I certainly think it's a good idea, but if it's a one-off thing, then it's going to fall by the wayside. If you do it every year, fair enough. But you've got this behind the scenes, this retirement.
That's been turned down, hasn't it?
Yeah. Well,
It's Green Belt, again, so that building.
No. It's been turned down. We didn't
Green
see
Belt.
Any more?
Yeah, you have these regular information meetings, which the public are invited to attend. Do many turn up?
The ones that we have at the library, we have that
Library and
regular, we have that every fortnight.
Yeah.
And it differs from one meeting to the next. Sometimes it's quite busy and then other times it's not so busy. But they are quite popular. We do get a lot of people coming in asking, you know, about crime prevention. We give out crime prevention items as well to people. We book appointments to do home surveys where we go and check security of their home. So we do all that at these meetings and they are quite good. Yeah, we get a good response. Yeah.
Excellent. Thank you. Any more questions? If there are no more questions, I'd like to call upon Keith.
Yes, Mr. President, guests, Sarah and the team, can I thank you for coming along here this afternoon. I think you demonstrated the importance of communications through the community, one way or other, either from the community to yourself and the other way. Much of the work which I wholeheartedly support, I'm sure everyone here does in the room. It's Safer Neighbourhood teams have been a great success in London. I know they're spreading out to the rest of the country, hopefully. They do help to reduce crime and make people more aware. And one of the big problems in society is fear of crime, which is very high, even in an area like Upminster, where we've demonstrated we've got such a low crime rate. Many people still fear crime. And your presence in the community and the work you're doing helps to reduce that to all our benefit. So thank you very much for coming on this afternoon, and wish you well in the future.
Thank you. Thank you. A surprise visit.
Bye. Thank you very much.
If we have no any other business,